Now, Speaker Johnson's record as a MAGA conservative may be a surprise to some Americans who are, of course, learning about him because he hasn't been in the spotlight. The top Democrat in Congress, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, was with Johnson. You can see them there in this historic moment as he took the gavel over today. I can also tell you these two, who will now have to work together or figure it out, well, they already served together on the vital Judiciary Committee. And today, Hakeem Jeffries actually spoke about this now new speaker and contrasted Mike Johnson's pretty low-key demeanor with his voting record. This is from what I told you was coming up, and now you're going to get to see it. A little bit of the highlights from an interview we did in Washington today. This was at the Center for American Progress Ideas Conference. Here is what Democratic Leader Jeffries told me. We're airing this for you on MSNBC for the first time.
Well, Mike Johnson has a very pleasant demeanor, but his voting record is as extreme as the most extreme members of their conference. Someone who, like Kevin McCarthy, like Steve Scalise, like Jim Jordan, voted to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Track record of trying to undermine Social Security and Medicare, probably more so than almost any other member of the House Republican Conference, wants to criminalize abortion care and impose a nationwide ban.
It sort of sounds like you're saying Congressman Johnson is just a less stylistically annoying Jim Jordan.
One could say that.
One could say that. Now, could is not the same as Representative Jeffries saying it himself. Jeffries knows he has to work with this new speaker, and I also want to be clear, we try to show full context. Sometimes with the press, you only get like one clip. Well, to be clear today, Hakeem Jeffries also credited now Speaker Johnson for talking to Democrats and progressives, which, again, demeanor is part of that. In style, in words, he's not Jim Jordan, if he might be in voting. And so I want to show you Jeffries making that point about the history they've had in discussions. And I also want to show you briefly that I did ask, how could you not, I asked Congressman, if the Democrats do win back Congress, would Jeffries take as long or as many votes to become Speaker?
Johnson does have a working relationship with many of the members, including some of our more progressive members. This has been communicative with members on our side of the aisle.
If the Democrats win back power in the majority, can you vow that you would become Speaker more quickly than this?
My mother certainly hopes so.
There you have it, a little modest nod or shout out back to Mrs. Jeffries and a political way of, not trying to crow too much about, well, an election they haven't gotten near yet, let alone won yet. Congress tonight will now be led by this new speaker. But as the last speaker learned, Kevin McCarthy, in a thin margin, a lot of people have impacted. Could be the Matt Gaetzes of the world who started that revolt. Could be the Hakeem Jeffries of the world who do control so many votes at a time where not everything can pass by those super thin partisan margins.